There we go.
Welcome to the call, guys. We have a very special December 1st announcement that we're doing. And I'm going to record this so we can push it over to Masher Site's Facebook group, and we can also put it in the training. Now, some of the things that we have done in the past in our other network system is we're actually taking everything from that and we're applying it to our Masher sites. And it's to me, it's very exciting because I'm an SEO nut. I wouldn't say guru, I'd say nut. Wayne and I geek out on this all the time, but we've got some algorithm or we got some on-page updates that we have done to all the Masher sites. And we got a few more that are going to come out in late December, early January. But basically, all it is to help the SEO, your on-page SEO of your site. So we're going to call it, this is the update for the going over to what we would call the SEO Booster. And it is for all your Masher sites. Everything you've ever done on Masher sites has now been updated to this new SEO on-page coding system. Very excited about it. Wayne, you want to share your screen and kind of tell us more about it?
I'll put you on the other screen. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to press the magic button. There we go. You should see my desktop.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go into Masher sites first. Because in here, we've got our FAQ. And it lists the changes in every different type that we've got. And anything that goes into the main tool, which is this, goes into that one. Now, if we look at the video view one, or not in there, basically in there, in the video view, you can see that we've had an update yesterday. Yep. But if we go to the link pin, you'll see that we've been going through the motions, and you may not even have realized that on the 20th of September, we did an SEO upgrade. Many changes made in the code to help push the SEO score for your site up. We then let that run. And then on the 24th, once we got more information back, we did a second upgrade, more changes to basically boost the audit score. And then we let that run. And then lots of other things that we've learned from doing a massive MasherNet. All that information has finally whittled its way down to the Masher sites. And you can see yesterday, we did the final version. We got a site overall, the backend codes changed to upgrade the on-page SEO score. And the default meta as well, that's behind the code. There's a change that on a link pin site, if you haven't typed any default meta, which is an option in Masher sites, I can show you. But if you haven't got to it and decided you want to put a title in, you want to put a picture in, and you want to put a description, and then if you share your site, that's what pops up. But if you leave all that blank, the system will now know where it is in the site that you're sharing. So you could be sharing the route, a category, or a post, and it will pull the relevant information for you automatically and show that. So if you put it into Facebook, you'd expect an image to appear, a little description to appear. So what it does now is it assists you in doing that for you. But if you shared the site today, and then 2 days later you shared it again, the image would change because it would pull from your latest posts and show that one instead. And there's other things that it does, obviously, but that's one of the nice things that we've added to across the board. All master sites have got that. And all master sites have also got part 1 of our schema to help the Google crawlers index the content as well. So there's a schema in there built into the code that Google will see and go, oh, thanks very much. We like that. It's a structured section of code that they know how to read. They wrote it. So as far as I'm concerned, if they want it in there and they wrote it, I'm going to put it in there. And we've noticed on our bigger pages bumps since we've added it. So Master Sites has now got it as well. So over a period of time, we've been running score checks, site audits in Ahrefs. And I'm just going to show you, let's start with a link pin, being as we're talking about that. So here's the link pin image before. So this is one of the ones I've got a link pin on my Sporting Excitement for Formula One. You can see there, Formula One.Sporting Excitement. And on the 10th of September, when we ran this, we got 63%, which is fair. It's okay. It's not what I wanted. So after all the work that we've done, we run another one. And on the 26th of November, we got 100. So you can see the massive difference now. We've gone from fair to excellent. And to be able to do that, we've spent weeks and weeks going through the site. And if you haven't got an alt tag on your images, we create one in the site. The site will look at what's going on in the page and it will put, so let's say you've got a post about, well, in this example, Formula One, and it might be about the latest race. So on that particular post, all the images will be tagged with the title of that post. So it's relevant. So we're getting SEO optimization on the images, and every post will be different. Obviously, if you've gone to the pain of putting your own alts in, we leave them. But if they're blank, we won't allow that on a master site because that's not good for the site audit. So we make sure that every image has got an alt, and it's clever enough to work out where you are on the site so that it knows what kind of alt tag to apply. So let me show you. This is a news blog. This is my trending in the news. You can see there, this is Ahrefs trending in the news on the 10th of November, 64, which is fair. And you know what's coming, don't you? On the 26th of November, we got it to 100. Now, this is a big site, so obviously that we didn't crawl all of it because there's links going everywhere and there's lots. So rather than let it run to do 20, 30,000 kind of URLs, we stopped it short. But as you can see, an excellent score. News board before wasn't too bad actually, because that was one of our later ones. We got 85, which is good. But you know what's coming, don't you? On the 26th, when we was running all these tests again, it's 100. And here's a video view. I don't have a before, but this is my Apple videos. You've all seen that one, and that's 100 as well. So depending on what's going on, we've done our very, very best to completely go through the entire on-page SEO and look at what does Google want, what's missing, if we need tags for images. In the meta's clever. Let me show you. I'll go to one of the sites, Apple Videos. So this is a video view site, and you can see it's AdSense approved. And if I'll just quickly show you, if I look at the page source, and you'll see there's the meta up here now, the description. Now this is pulled from, because I've put default meta in the actual Masher site itself. So that will be maintained. But if we go to, let's think of one. Trying to think of one that I haven't got. In fact, if I go to Masher sites, for those of you who haven't seen Masher sites, this is the control panel where you can easily look after and build all of your sites, and you can basically like highlight one and log straight into it. So, for example, if we go to I know, I'll go to one and I'll take out, I'll show you what I mean, and then I'll remove it. And that's a good idea. So if we go to seconds away, which is a boxing news blog. Okay. So this is when you actually log into your site, you've got these menus down the side, and down the bottom, we've got default meta. Now this is where you would put keywords, upload the image, and there's the title of the site. But let's say, I'll just copy that out and I'll click update for the description. Then I'll log out, which clears the cache. And if we refresh, so here, this is the main root domain. So if we look at the page source, you'll see now that the description would have been blank because I've removed it. So what it's done on the fly for you is it's filled it in with something that's relevant. And what it is, it's the last post that was on the site. So Jay Herbert shares how his son's mental shift led. You can see that that's here. So we won't allow anything to be blank. The keywords, which is what I left behind. The author, we call it the name of the site. And we always match, these are the Facebook metas. So we always match those. And it's important that, SEO tips for you. OG description and description must match, else it throws an error in yours when you do an Ahrefs score. So they have to be the same, else it's conflicting information. And this is what Facebook invented, these metas, and a lot of people use them. It's quite nice for when you drop it into, say, Facebook or Twitter or whatever, they pull from that so that they make it look nice when it appears. Another SEO tip I'm going to give you is if you just add this Twitter card summary, you get an extra bump, because it's basically telling Twitter card that you want a summary type, and without it, even though Twitter will try its best, the SEO crawlers just love it to be there. You can see down here as well, if we look for, oh, I'm not in a post, am I? Sorry. So that's the root domain. So if I actually go into a post, and then we look at the code. Now here you can see on the post itself, we build a schema for you, we structure it, and we're basically telling Google the type, the headline, what images are on there, the date it's published, authors, the article sections of the article that we push. And this is actually structuring the content. And then I'll close it out, and then the URL. And this is key. You haven't got to do any of this. Obviously, no plugins. We just do all this for you. And basically, like when the Google crawlers hit it, they're going to instantly read this in a structured manner rather than bouncing around to try and work it out themselves. This is why they suggest you do this, so we're doing it.
Wayne, let me interrupt here.
Yep.
As what you're seeing right now is what you can get with a plugin in WordPress if you pay for it. Yoast SEO Pro will do this for you. It doesn't do it to the extent that we're doing it. The all-in-one SEO, if you get the paid plugin for each of your WordPress sites, you might see something similar, but we've gone to the extreme. Is we didn't want a score of 90 or 95 like Yoast SEO would do. We wanted a score of 100 for our master sites. And I say our master sites. If you own master sites, you have this already. This is, we uploaded everything today. It's been tested and hammered, and it's error. Well, I wouldn't say error proof, but you're getting the best SEO on-page SEO schema that we have available right now that Google is absolutely going to love. It is only on master sites. It is not on WordPress. We can't do it on WordPress. That's up to you on what you do on WordPress. But because we own and control the master sites, we give you something better than what you could do with plugins, paid plugins. So Wayne, I didn't mean to slow you down. I just wanted
No,
to
that's fine.
this is
Perfect.
a lot better than what you could actually get with paid plugins.
Yeah. So, well, basically there it is in a nutshell. Let me show you some of the things that we've changed. If we log into in seconds away, we've got, you'll notice we've got this gray banding when you go in, which is nice. It breaks it down. But if you wanted a clean white background, we've now done that. So to be able to do that, you log into your news blog and you can do one-click login from here, it takes you straight in. And then if you go to site setup and scroll down to the bottom, we've now got this new option called banding colors, background colors. And we've got banding white and gray, which is the default we've always had. But if you put it to all white and click update, which I'm going to do on here, and then remember to log out so that because we've got some clever caching going on that enables the sites to be quick. But to clear that, you need to log out, and that clears that cache for you. And then when we go back into the site, you'll see now that when I go into this post, you see how it's a white, clean background now. Now, the benefits of this is if you've been making listicles in RSS Masher as well, and some of the images you've pulled across have got white backgrounds rather than PNGs, then the white backgrounds can look a bit strange on the gray background. So that's another reason why you can now switch that off and make it clear, and then you don't notice the white borders around any of the images.
Yep.
But it's matching our testing that we've done on our the big PBN that we're doing. White can sometimes look cleaner, so we've brought that down. We'll show it you in a news board. This is out for a duck, which is that's a British saying about when you play cricket, if you get bowled out without scoring any runs, then you've got out for a duck. So I called the site that, which was kind of funny. Let's have a look. We've got site setup. Oh yeah, we don't. The banding's not in this one, but the style. For those of you that have not been in a while, original Masher style, which was the smaller text. If you haven't noticed, we've got this option where you can make the bigger text style, and it makes it look more, well, like I've been showing you, but more like say what Medium would be using. That they've got that kind of big. And if you've seen some pages from our PBM, we opted for that. So we brought that back down to you as well. And if we log out, and this is a news board full of cricket, as you can see, which looks kind of cool. But again, news board, we can look at the meta. There's the schema automatically built for you. And all the metas filled in here. The image, now the image, if we shared this URL, it would use the featured image as the image that would show. So if you dropped it into Facebook, it would show this because that's the image. But if you clicked on like a category and you shared like cricket news, then it's clever enough to automatically rewrite the meta for you, so that here you'll notice we've got out for a duck dash cricket news, and we've also got the title. Out for a duck in the meta matches the title, but we put cricket news on the end, and then we take the first image from the post that's in that category. So let's say you've got a tennis group, a golf group, and you shared the tennis category to someone. The image that would show would be the latest post in that category. So if you shared a tennis one, you get a tennis image. If you shared the golf one, you'd get a golf image. But if you've put your own default meta in, it will always use that for everything. So it's up to you whether you want to, you know, you've got a brand, you might want to do that all the time. But if you blank that out, Master Sites will probably do. I'm going to start not having any meta in there now, because I think having it change is much nicer and fresher. And if we particularly share a different category and a different image shows up, so if you shared a cricket, you'll have someone with a cricket bat, and if you share the category for snooker, you'd have someone playing snooker. Perfect. Relevancy, very important these days. And one thing as well I want to show you, which is also being done in the video view sites. So if I go to next page, screen teasers, and log into that. Now you'll notice, for those of you who've got video view, I'll just show you screen teasers. Now with this position, and this position, 1, 2, and 3. If we scroll down, we've got 4, 5, and 6, and then we've got 7, 8, and you'll see there that Google's put an AdSense in that's matched the shape, which is really clever. And there's the other one, 9. So those 9 positions, we can go to posts, and you can choose a post, and it's just a drop down here, and you say, I want this one to be position 1, and then you can choose another one to be position 2, position 3, and position, and so on, and they'll be fixed forever, which is nice. But what we noticed is, obviously because of the frequency of RSS Masher and the amount of sites that we've all got, it's quite a bit of a task to keep remembering to come in and changing them around. So now, if you leave them all blank, they auto change as the content comes in. So this is the latest post. This was the latest but 1, and this was the latest but 3. And then when Masher posts to this again, this one will bounce over to here, that one will bounce over to here, and this one will bounce down to here, and so on. And they rotate, which basically means every time someone's coming to your video view site, you've got a latest video, and they're not old. We've seen some that like haven't been touched for months and months, So they hit the site and they'll say, oh, well, that's an old film, that's 2 years old or whatever. So completely automated that now. You can blank out the positions, click update, and the system will just fill them in for you. Obviously, if you've only got 2 posts, you'll only see 2. But once you've got 9, 10, 20, 40, or so on, it will fill them in. And again, clicking on these categories, there's an AdSense, changes all the meta behind the scenes automatically for you. So you can see we've got screen teasers, Netflix trailers, because I've gone into the Netflix and so on. And all the images will be tagged with alts.
That's incredible. Wayne, let's go further.
Yep.
This was kind of like phase 1 of our SEO plan. What is phase 2 of the SEO booster plan that we're going to be putting in into this month of January?
Yeah, the next level of schema is to put in, if you've used helpful content in RSS Masher and squirted that across and posted it to a Masher site, it will auto detect that you've got that in there, and it will build the schema for you with the questions. And it breaks it down in the schema so that Google can instantly go to it and go, oh, you've got some questions and answers in, because there's a proper structured way to do that. And we've worked all that out. We know what it is. So we'll be inserting that as well. So the chances are then that it'll start to build a snippet for you that potentially could show up in Google's pages. You know, when you sometimes search for something like, how do I change a washer in a faucet or a tap, as in the UK? And then before you get to any sites, there's a little snippet of, this is how you do it, and a little quote from where they got it from. In time, you could end up in there, but you can't end up in there if you haven't got the code in the back end of the site. So when you start injecting helpful content in, the new update will detect that and build a schema appropriately. So you don't have to do anything other than use RSS Masher to send the helpful content across, and it will build it all for you in the background.
Garen asked a good question, is, so if we already have helpful content in a Masher site blog post, the schema is going to pick up that helpful content. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we do the update, it will automatically, once the update's been done, if you look at that page, it'll have the schema created.
Okay.
Good. Like for now, for example, everyone's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of posts in their Masher sites. But now we've updated the code. If you go back and look at some of your first posts, they'll have the schema in. Yeah.
Now, guys, this is to me, because we're geeking out here on Shall I Share My Screen? I want to point out to you that our initial goal, and it's always been our goal, we want to make a website. We want to host a Masher site for you that is better than WordPress, takes 10 minutes to set up, and you never have to touch it again, outside of if you want to change a color here or there, or you want to change the font. That's how, our approach is set it and forget it. We want to give you a good looking site, and what we're doing on our PBN network, we're passing all that great information back into our own Masher sites. So there's an advantage to owning Masher sites. And I hope everybody on the call, everybody watching this, I hope you already have Masher sites. But if you don't, I think we can solve that problem for you. Wayne, can I share my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So this update series that we are calling the SEO Booster. Our goal is that, one, it's going to rank better because it's giving Google everything they want you to put in there, as we're putting all that in there, but also give you an advantage of ranking snippets, helpful content snippets. We have the tool in there right now for helpful content. Hopefully you've taken advantage of it and started using that. But all that information you're putting in helpful content gives you the ability to get a secondary ranking based on questions and based on statistics. So think in terms of, okay, I can rank my page, but maybe I can rank some items above some of my top competitors just by having a good schema workout for your helpful content. So definitely start using that helpful content builder. We got it in there for you. We even, if you've got the API Club, you have a helpful content importer that we're using from Frase, and just take a look at some of our Geek Out Fridays and we show you how to do all that. So very, very excited for you. If you don't have master sites, well, we are running just as a congratulations on this SEO booster, is we're running a little special here. And we're going to run it through till Sunday. So you got a few days to think about it. 10% off any new package on master sites. So you can buy 3, 10, 20, whatever. You can get a 10% off coupon code that's available. And it's called SEO Booster. And all the guys that already have master sites, you already have this SEO Booster algorithm update that we've made. And we're going to be adding the second one probably at the end of this month, where it will schema your helpful content. So very excited about it. Wayne, anything else we can add?
No, that's it really.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yeah. So go to mastersites.com and you can use the code coupon code SEO Booster. So we'll see you on another call, and we'll be putting this video inside of Master Sites as well. And if you've already got Master Sites, thank you. Both of us, we really appreciate you using it, and we want you to use it. So take care, and we'll see you on another call. By the way, last minute notice, we do have a Geek Out Friday call, and it's going to be very exciting tomorrow because we're going to have a smackdown of all the AI tools out there. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.